Today, in this hyper talk, an untrustful Wastelander, a bunch of reworks, an assassin plant, so many new skins, and so much more. Hello everyone, it's been a while, am I right? Rondo's been busy working on some things, but this next update is almost finished. You better get ready then, cause today is going to be special. Without further ado, let's get right into version 16. Welcome to the Wasteland. This dangerous place is also home to our newest legendary brawler. His name is Orion, and he's been living here for as long as he can remember. He even built himself a friend, which is also his gun, Molly. He uses Molly to fire deadly smog at his enemies. But his super is where things get spicy. After activation, he starts firing in a cone-shaped pattern and even gains a speed boost after each attack. And that's not all, he's also coming with a new skin called Bionic Orion, because science fiction rules. Let's not forget about the other residents of the Wasteland. Desert Dweller Yara rocks with her scorpion motif and flowy cape, while Raider Cass sports a sick eye patch and rebellious attitude. What's up with all those leaves rustling? Wait, I know, it's Aspen. This updates other new brawler. Aspen is a sentient plant who lives in a very dangerous forest. They learn how to fight all by themselves. Aspen attacks their enemies with quick blows, getting a reload boost with each hit. With their super, Aspen leaps a short distance, stunning any enemies unlucky enough to witness their landing. And they're also coming with a skin, Violet Aspen, which is blue and ready to wreck you. Now that we're done with the new brawlers, let's talk about reworks. Remember Alina and Baxter, they've been given entirely new abilities. Alina now fires an energy ball that grows as it travels, dealing a lot of damage and exploding. Alina's super is a nod to Baxter's old super. She thrusts into the air, dealing damage to anyone in the way. Talking about Baxter, he's been given a rework and new name, now called Dex. He has an attack which consists of furious punches, and a super where he quickly advances forward, disrupting any enemy on his way. Next up on the line is Yara. Now her attack is a splash of water with a cone-shaped pattern. The water even gains speed as it travels. Her super is now an instant burst of healing in a large area. It's so powerful it even knocks enemies back. Her trait was also heavily buffed, healing way more health in a larger area. Now here's Lucian, who has also been renamed to Doppel. Trust me, it fits him way better. His rework wasn't particularly massive, but it was on his super. His clone can now freely move around to attack enemies. The clone's attacks also come back, just like Doppel's. Now we have Brian, or should I say Briar. This will be the last name change, I promise. Briar's attacks remains the same, but her super is another story. Briar lobs 3 bombs that split into 3 deadly mines that stun enemies. It's similar to her old super in a way, but it's way easier to use. Briar also has a new trait, where she explodes after being defeated. Oh, and here's Juniper, with a cool change to his main attack. Instead of chaining into other enemies, he now fires even more carrots. His super is mostly the same, it just takes a little less time to finish. Juniper has always been one of the strongest brawlers, and hopefully this tones him down. Uzbul has received a series of buffs and nerfs to his kit. His attack is much more accurate, and his super now grants him a slight damage reduction. However, to compensate that, he needs a few more hits to charge his super. These changes hopefully make playing with Uzbul feel more satisfying. Jolter has received some changes as well. He now gets a speed boost every time he attacks, and his attack also shoots an additional bolt, increasing his damage potential a lot. His super remains pretty much the same, apart from a big damage buff. Hadis is quite the opposite, as her attack is the same, but her super is a whole different story. She still goes invisible, but now she makes 3 fake hats to distract enemies. The hats don't do anything besides tanking damage. A much better tactic for staying alive. Yumika is also getting some much needed changes too. Her attack no longer pulls enemies that are too close, but her new super is the highlight of her rework. She doesn't need to stay in an area to get buffs. Now she simply just gets a reload and movement boost after switching. She also heals a big chunk of her health when doing so. Also getting a rework is Hunter. He has much more health, reloads faster, but most importantly got a few changes for his super. His super no longer deals damage over time, it's all instant. The stun is also less punishing. He's also getting a new trait which gives him a portion of his super even if it misses a target. Kenny's attack is now a powerful piercing spray. His super now throws a can of spray with two main functions. When thrown at enemies, it deals big damage and slows them down. When thrown at friendly brawlers or Kenny himself, it grants a boost to their reload speed. And lastly, Zenzi, who arguably isn't being reworked, but he's still getting a big change. His projectiles are way faster and easier to hit, but as a countermeasure, it no longer stuns and also has way weaker homing. Zenzi's attack used to be unfair, so these changes hopefully make him a fair brawler. What? Did you really think that was it? Joke's on you. We have skins to cover. Let's start with some visual upgrades for Briar. Interstellar Briar looks much more evil and clean with this visual update. And Elf Briar looks even more jolly. She even has real elf ears. But it's not time to talk about holidays, because it's summertime. First, there's Sea Thief Fuzzball, exploring the 7 seas with pirate locks. And let's not forget about summertime Yumika. She's ready to take a swim. What about something that can't swim? That's right, mecha skins. Fighting in this mecha mayhem, we have Robo Poncho. He has a bunch of arms, and they all pack a serious punch. Can't forget Mecha Uzzball. He's got both the looks and the power. You could say it's an aimbot. Get it? Nuh-uh, still not done. We're adding 22 new gadgets for brawlers with currently only 1. And finally, the improved super boss fight. Try dodging that laser barrage, and if you get really close, you might meet your demise sooner. The super boss also heals with every attack it hits. And his minions, each of them have an ability that mimics their brawler counterpart. Viper minion throws mini beacons, Haste minion charges at you, and the Jolter minion throws slowing oil to catch you off guard. Everything here is trying to end you. Shout out to Yuma for coming up with most changes here. But now, I'm afraid we're done. And that means I get to say that Hyper Brawl will not be getting updated after version 16, which is this one. It's a very personal decision by Rondo, and they hope you understand. So thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting this mod.
Viper, you fool. I've stolen your connection.
What the heck is this? Oh Lord, what do you want now?
I just wanted to thank the community like you did, you dingus.
Whatever you say.
First of all, thanks for playing as me, losers. And second, thanks for supporting. It really means a lot.
Yeah, it does mean a lot. Thanks again, everyone.
That will be all. Goodbye.